What in the hell is like a double Ironman? Is that just like as brutal as it sounds? What is that?
So it is what it says on the tin, essentially, which is a double iron distance triathlon, because it wasn't Ironman affiliated. So I think we should probably nip that in the bud. As an iron distance triathlon conventionally is 2.4 miles swim, 112-mile bike ride, and then a marathon, 26.2 miles, or a 3.8K swim, 180K bike, and then 42.2K run marathon. So what I did was double that, but it wasn't back-to-back, so it was essentially double a swim, double a bike, double a run.
At once.
But in a very extreme setting.
Yikes.
So it was in an environment like the Rockies. So it was in Snowdonia National Park, which is a very protected part of the UK and Wales.
You could say Monroe. It's okay.
It's not. No, Scottish. It's no.
I thought I was using it right. I thought I was getting somewhere.
Yeah. No, that's kind of. It makes me feel that my explanation wasn't good enough. but also
there are such things as bad students. Don't worry.
No, so in Wales there are no Monroes. Monroes are something that Scottish people are very protective over as a concept. But it's the same sort of premise. Really protected, beautiful area, fantastic place to do a triathlon. But with that comes a lot of elevation, a lot of hills, a lot of demand that you wouldn't get on a faster flat route like. I'm trying to think of what the faster flat. So Ironman Florida, I think, is pretty flat, for example. So you can just sort of tuck in, stay in aero position, and just get your head down and go. And it becomes a game of power, a game of execution. Whereas with extreme triathlons, you've got different things to consider, like you need to have waterproofs, you need to have trail bags, you need to have all your kit to be self-supported. You've got a support car rather than having aid stations, things like that.
Also, quick question. Don't lose your train of thought, but how long does an Ironman take? Just one.
So I think the average finishing time, last I saw on a survey, was 12 hours and 51 minutes. I think that was the average finishing time.
So you had 2.
Yes, but in an extreme setting. Yeah. So for reference, I did an extreme triathlon in Scotland, which is called the Keltman, in June last year, and that took me 14 hours and 50 minutes. But that was a 202-kilometer bike, so it was about 195 miles. It was about 121 miles, so a little bit more than normal. So that would, if you put me on a flatter course, I would have done about 11:30 for reference.
If you guys want to actually see some of this, Gymshark did a video with you talking like with the double Ironman. If you look it up, it was extremely well produced.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? The team that put that together were brilliant. There was a lot of work that went into that, and there were moments when they were asking me to just have my hand holding there so they can catch another droplet of water hitting the water the night before the race. And I was thinking, guys, can I not just go to bed, please? But when I saw it in the video, I thought, that looked pretty good. That looked pretty good.
Power Project family, your normal shoes are making you weak. This is why I partner with Vivo Barefoot Shoes, because they have a wide toe box, they're flat, and they're flexible. So with every single step you're taking, if you're taking a 10-minute walk outside, or when you're working out in the gym, your feet are able to do what they're supposed to do in this shoe. They have tons of options for hiking, running, training in the gym, chilling and relaxing, casual shoes for if you're out on a date. You need to check them out. And Andrew, how can they get it?
Yes, that's over at vivobarefoot.com/powerproject, and you guys will receive 15% off your order automatically. Again, vivobarefoot.com/powerproject. Links to them down in the description, as well as the podcast show notes.
How do you prepare for something like that? I mean, you've been training your whole life for that kind of thing, or what's going on with that?
No. So the process for that kind of, I mean, there's two ways we can look at this. The actual direct process for the race itself started in the end of June 2022. But what I did was effectively translate the previous race I'd done. I'd translated the fitness and the demand built up there into a more specific one for this.
And even your previous years of lifting.
Exactly.
It's all kind of part of it.
Exactly. So this is something that I think is really important to set out the store with when it comes to hybrid training, because it's not something that you can pick up tomorrow and just sort of nail all at once, as you wouldn't be able to do with any discipline, but you're sort of stacking bricks on bricks on bricks year on year. And what I find really exciting is how much you can improve your baseline across the board as you go. So I know, for example, there is no day ever where I wouldn't be able to squat 180 kilos. There's no day ever where I probably wouldn't be able to run a sub 24-minute 5K, for example, because my baseline has got higher and higher over the years, but it hasn't always been that high. So when did training start for this? essentially in 2018 when I became more of an endurance / hybrid athlete rather than just a pure powerlifter. But the specific training that translated directly to this probably began in March 2022, when I took my focus from essentially powerlifting, top end strength, and ultra running. And then I translated the strength into training for the Dinnie Stones, which I lifted in April of 2022. And then I was training for the Keltman, which is the Scottish extreme triathlon, which was a 3.4K swim in 5 degrees Celsius water. So many jellyfish as well. It was insane. A 202 kilometer bike ride, which is about 121 miles with, what was it? It was about 2,200 meters of gain. So that's about 5,000 feet of gain, and then a marathon over 2 mountains. So that was in June. And then this was effectively double that. But I think what's important to mention is that a lot of people would probably look at that objectively and think just double the training. But that becomes massively impractical, obviously. It becomes counterintuitive because there's only so much you can recover from within the context of the week, especially when I'm trying to maintain my strength as well. And the mistake I made actually in the first month or so of prepping for this was trying to pack too much into the week alongside running the businesses and sleeping enough and staying sane. So the journey I went on prepping for this was the most I've learned about myself in a training prep for anything ever, because it was the most I was forced to ask myself, what did I actually care about? What was important to me on a day-to-day basis? What training sessions were key? What ones could maybe be dropped? What elements of my business needed streamlined? Where was I spending time that could be spent elsewhere? Because I was looking at a week on a Monday through to a Sunday. We were chatting about this before we started, and I could see no way that I was going to get everything that needed to be done in the week, and it was all a priority. So it was a case of, right, how can I streamline here? And the changes that I made throughout the training process they're now still there. So effectively the businesses are more streamlined. I've got a better understanding of myself. I've got a better understanding of how I can structure my training, how I can structure my days to be more effective as a human being. And then when I got to the start line, I knew that I'd done everything I could within the context of the time that I had. So whatever the outcome was going to be once I hit the start line, it didn't matter, because I'd done it all that I'd given all I had to give within the time period that I had, and I was better off for it. And that's where I think the real value is in things like this. It doesn't need to be a double Ironman. It just needs to be self-exploration of some sort, because you are forced to confront yourself in some way about the way you exist, which is a very profound way of saying it. But I spent so much time in my own headspace here that you've got no choice but to think deeper, more profound thoughts.
Power Project family, we appreciate you checking out this clip. Check out another one. Just go check out another one. Or comment down below and let us know what you liked about this one. But we love you guys, and we're going to keep bringing you the heat. So comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, okay? Peace.